Hi there, I'm Ludwig and this is Data Platform Microlearning. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about how to find all of the stored procedures that we have in our system. And this is because in the previous episode on this YouTube channel, you can find a little video about the naming conventions. So whether you should name your stored procedures as SP underscore or USP underscore if you want to keep your code at the highest level of professionalism. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into my Azure Data Studio. I do have my AdventureWorks database right now, and I want to find all of my stored procedures. Now, when it comes to the visual part of it, I could just easily go to my programmability, and here you can see all of your stored procedures. And you can see that I do have the stored procedure that is called USP log error and USP print error right now. Let's assume that I don't have neither Azure Data Studio nor the SQL Server Management Studio, so SSMS for short. I want to find those stored procedures using the code. So what I'll do is I'll just say, hey, I want to select all of the information from my table, the system table that's called sysObjects. Boom. I do have this table in here. I'm selecting all of the data and you see that there is a whole bunch of data in here, right? So what I need to do right now is I need to filter it in order to indeed find the information I'm looking for. Now, if I go through all of the tables, all of the columns that I see in here, I do see two that may interest me. The first one is type and the other one is type description. So you can see that I have some system tables, some checks, some constraints, some primary keys, some user tables, some views. So how about finding something that will be more useful for me, like store procedure? So again, I'll just say, hey, I want to find it where? Or maybe even better, before I'll give you the final answer, let me just order this entire select by the type description. Type description. Column. I'll just run this code. And you can see that right now I do see what do I have in there in a more ordered way. The check constraints, the foreign keys, the internal tables, the system tables, we're getting there. And I also see all of my, boom, SQL stored procedures. Tadam, I see USP log error, I see USP printer. So exactly those two. Now, knowing that, if I want to find all of the stored procedures, I can either navigate by this column, the type description, or the type, which also differentiates stored procedures from functions, from queues, from system tables, internal tables, checks, primary constraints, and all of the other objects. So again, depending on what do you prefer, you can just say, hey, I want to select everything from my sys object, where then again, either type description, type description is equal to store procedure. Whoops, not like that. There we go. Sorry, my virtual machine does not let me copy it just like that, but a stored procedure. Of course, I could run this query right now and it would give me my results, but that would be very ineffective because I use the order by column on the column that is also sorting or filtering my data. So sorting and filtering, if I only have one operator in here, one comparison operator of equal, doesn't make any sense, and it may only be the performance issue. So I'll just select it right now. It'll give me the same results, and that's it. You can see that I have the very same procedures. Please note that in order for this code to work, what you need to do is you need to make sure that you are using the database to which you're connected to, all right? Because again, if you are connected to any other database, let's say that I'll use the master database right now, okay? So I'm using the master database and I wanted to run the very same query. Boom, you can see that I have different store procedures. Why? Well, that's very simple. Answer. I do have my whole bunch of different SQL databases, and each one of them will have different stored procedures available, right? That's why if I want to run this code, so I want to select all of the information about from my objects table, sys table, where the description of that object is SQL stored procedure, or where the type, so I can write it in the different way, the type is equal to P for store procedure. Of course, I cannot run this line here, so I'll just comment it out. Boom, boom, execute. It will give me the same results. But if I'll switch the context of my query, so I want to use the AdventureWorks database right now, I want to run the entire thing, and again, I will see the proper store procedures. So again, if you ever wondered how to find all of the store procedures that are available in your system, the user store procedures, then by all means, just go ahead. Without Azure Data Studio, without SSMS, you can just select all of the information from the sys_objects and filter your queries to see only the store procedures and nothing more. As usual, in Data Platform Microlearning, all of the code is listed on our GitHub repository. Head over there if you want to copy and paste the code, and I'll see you in the next episode.